My dear, your reflection is not the mirror's fault. It's the weight of their blindness that wounds your soul. Do I look that ugly, or did your love just stop seeing me? When they say you're ugly, they confess their own fear of your wildness. The truth is, beauty died the moment they stopped wanting to understand your silence. Ugly? No, invisible. When love fades, even light turns to shadow. Your worth isn't a face in their eyes. It's a universe they've failed to explore. Sometimes ugly is just love's cruelest lie to break a heart open. Do I look that ugly, or are their eyes just tired of truth? You are not ugly, just misunderstood by the soul too small to hold your light. Every ugly word they spoke was a mirror cracking inside their own emptiness. What they call ugly is the sacred scar your love left on their heart. Do I look that ugly, or did your eyes turn to strangers because you feared me? You are not ugly, just a story too raw for their comfortable lies. The ugliest thing is not your face, but their refusal to see your heart. Do I look that ugly? Or is it the silence between us that rots the light? You shine too bright for eyes clouded by pain, so they call you ugly instead. Ugly is a word made to cage the beauty too wild to tame. Do I look that ugly, or have you forgotten the warmth I once held for you? They called you ugly because your soul refused to shrink to fit their world. True ugliness is loving someone who no longer sees your worth. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart simply close its door without a goodbye? Sometimes ugliness is the echo of love left unanswered, haunting the empty halls of your soul. You're not ugly. You're the storm they never learned to weather. Do I look that ugly, or did your love become a shadow too heavy to hold? Their blindness called you ugly because they feared the truth in your eyes. The ugliest wound is silence. When love dies without a final word, do I look that ugly, or is it just the darkness you chose over my light? You are not ugly, just the masterpiece no one dared to understand. Ugly is the lie we tell ourselves when love slips through trembling fingers. Do I look that ugly, or are you just afraid to face what you lost? They called you ugly because your truth was too raw for their comfort. Ugly is a mask worn by those who fear what they cannot possess. Do I look that ugly, or has your soul forgotten how to see love? Your reflection is not ugly. It's the mirror breaking under the weight of their absence. The ugliest thing is loving someone who's already gone inside themselves. Do I look that ugly, or did you stop looking because the pain was too deep? They called you ugly because your light made their darkness unbearable. You are not ugly. You are a flame they couldn't brave. Ugly is the silence that screams louder than words ever could. Do I look that ugly, or did you choose the lie because truth was too painful? You're not ugly, just a sacred wound they never knew how to heal. Ugly is the shadow cast by love's fading light. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart close before my last breath? They call you ugly because your love shattered their fragile illusions. You are not ugly, only a mirror for the broken pieces they refused to face. Ugly is the fear that hides behind the words, "I don't love you anymore." Do I look that ugly, or is it your silence that erases my existence? Your beauty is a rebellion they never understood. Ugly is the shadow where forgotten love quietly dies. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart turn cold before I could save it? They called you ugly because your soul was too wild for their cages. You are not ugly, just a poem written in pain and healing. Ugly is the space left empty when love quietly slips away. Do I look that ugly, or did you stop seeing because I loved too much? Your face isn't ugly. It's the canvas of every heartbreak you survived. Ugly is the lie we tell when we fear the truth of our own hearts. Do I look that ugly, or is it your regret reflected in my eyes? They called you ugly because your love scared their fragile hearts. You are not ugly, just a soul too fierce to be tamed. Ugly is the silence where once there was laughter and promise. Do I look that ugly, or is it your absence that haunts every mirror? Your beauty is the courage to keep loving when the world turns away. Ugly is the bitter taste of love left unspoken. Do I look that ugly, or did you stop loving me when I needed you most? They called you ugly because your light made them feel small. You are not ugly, just a story written in fire and tears. Ugly is the emptiness after love breaks its final promise. Do I look that ugly, or did you close your heart before I could? Your face holds every scar of a love that refused to die. Ugly is the shadow of love lost in silence. Do I look that ugly, or is it your memory that haunts my reflection? They called you ugly because your truth was louder than their lies. You are not ugly, just a flame that burned too bright for their comfort. Ugly is the loneliness felt when love quietly slips away. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart stop beating for me long ago? Your beauty is the courage to be broken and still shine. Ugly is the echo of words spoken when love fades. Do I look that ugly, or are you afraid to face what you lost forever? They called you ugly because your love demanded a truth they couldn't meet. You are not ugly, just a soul too deep for shallow eyes. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Do I look that ugly, or is it the weight of your silence crushing me? Your face is the map of every love you dared to believe in. Ugly is the fear that keeps hearts locked behind cold doors. Do I look that ugly, or did your love vanish before my eyes? They called you ugly because your beauty revealed their own darkness. You are not ugly, just a poem too painful for them to read. Ugly is the sphere between two hearts that once beat as one. Do I look that ugly, or did your eyes forget how to see me? Your beauty is the rebellion against a world too afraid of love. Ugly is the silence left by love's quiet goodbye. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart break long before mine? They called you ugly because your soul was too real to hold. You are not ugly, just a star burning too brightly for them to watch. Ugly is the shadow where love's light once danced. Do I look that ugly, or is it your absence reflected back at me? Your face carries the strength of every heartbreak you survived. Ugly is the lie told when love becomes fear. Do I look that ugly, or did you stop loving me in your own way? They called you ugly because your truth scared their fragile world. You are not ugly, just a soul too wild to be broken. Do I look that ugly, or is your silence the real wound I carry? Your face holds the echoes of love they never dared to keep. Ugly is the fear that makes hearts close before love can bloom. Do I look that ugly, or did your eyes shut to protect your broken heart? They called you ugly because your soul was too fierce to tame. You are not ugly, just the pain love left behind, shining through cracks. Ugly is the shadow where dreams go to die quietly. Do I look that ugly, or did your love fade into the void between us? Your beauty is the courage to stand when everything inside wants to fall. Ugly is the silence louder than any goodbye ever spoken. Do I look that ugly, or did you lose yourself before loving me? They called you ugly because your light threatened to burn their lies. You are not ugly, just a storm they never learned to survive. Ugly is the emptiness when love's fire slowly dies out. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart forget the warmth we shared? Your face is a map of every tear and every smile you dared. Ugly is the weight of words spoken in love's last moments. Do I look that ugly, or did your soul drift away on silent waves? They called you ugly because your truth was too wild to hold. You are not ugly, just a flame too bright for shadowed eyes. Ugly is the space love leaves when it quietly slips away. Do I look that ugly, or is your absence the mirror breaking my heart? Your beauty is the courage to love when all else turns cold. Ugly is the silence that haunts the space once filled with love. Do I look that ugly, or did your love drown in fear and regret? They called you ugly because your soul's fire scared their fragile peace. You are not ugly, just a poem written in scars and strength. Ugly is the shadow where love's light once dared to dance. Do I look that ugly, or did your eyes forget the warmth of my touch? Your face tells the story of a love they couldn't understand. Ugly is the fear that steals the colors from love's canvas. Do I look that ugly, or did your heart break before our last kiss? They called you ugly because your beauty shattered their illusions. You are not ugly, just a soul too deep for shallow hearts. Ugly is the silence where love's voice once sang. Do I look that ugly, or did you turn away before I could hold you? Your beauty is the courage to shine despite being unseen. Ugly is the coldness that replaces love's warmth too soon. Do I look that ugly, or is it your regret reflected in every mirror? They called you ugly because your truth was a threat to their lies. You are not ugly, just a fire too fierce to contain. Ugly is the loneliness when love quietly leaves the room. Do I look that ugly, or did your soul disappear before my eyes? Your face holds the strength of every heartbreak survived in silence. Ugly is the emptiness after love breaks its final promise. Do I look that ugly, or did you stop loving because it hurt too much? They called you ugly because your love demanded a truth they feared.